Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. I kind of just realized, I do not know how many episodes this got away from me, but for whatever reason, I record this on StreamYard, and StreamYard's pretty cool. It's actually a platform that's designed to stream directly on social media networks, but it has a recording function. And in that recording function, what's kind of neat about it is that it's got a green screen, kind of like a green screen deal, to where literally behind me, if you guys are watching this inside of the Marketing Savage Facebook group, of course, this big American flag that's behind me, that's a green screen. And so that's why I love recording on this software. But one of the things that got away from me, I noticed that maybe it was the last couple shows that I was literally recording off of the webcam. So the webcam has a mic in it. So the entire time I'm speaking into this microphone, but the webcam's picking it up. So I noticed the other day that the sound seemed a little bit like an echoey type sound. It didn't seem like it was coming directly from the mic. But anyhow, y'all, at least you guys got the message. And it's fixed now, so I'll be sure to check it before I jump on here. Welcome to my life of technical difficulties, because I've got so many things here, so many cameras, so much. I'm working off the Rode Podcaster Pro. I'm using a Mac Pro, connecting it to an HD webcam, and then running everything into the computer and speaking through this freaking mic. It's insane that it even works, but it's a lot of stuff. So welcome to my world of technical difficulties, but that's all good. You guys got the message, and that's all that matters. I want to talk a little bit about mastery. And one of the first things that I want to tell you a little story. One of my very first business coaches, a lot of people laugh because they'll hire their first business coach, and normally it'd be some local guy, and they'll pay this guy $500, and then they'll kind of find out that maybe he studied business in college, but had never really gotten anywhere, right? I was the exact opposite. I went and found the most expensive business coach you can find just about anywhere. And it was literally $50,000 a year to start with his coaching. And one of the very first questions that he asked me, and I will tell you guys, it was worth it. It was worth it. A lot of people, even I had my buddy Tony asked me the other day, what do you get for $50,000 a year? A lot, man, a lot of knowledge. So I'm a big fan of hiring the right person to get me to where I want to go. But let's go back to the story here. I'm going to go back to the story. So one of the questions he asked me is if I was a master at something. And I told him, I'm like, well, yeah, consider myself a master, of course, at my dent removal stuff. I consider myself a master at, marketing this and that platform. And I went through a couple things. He goes, no, it's okay. All I need is one thing. I just need one thing. And I'm like, oh, really? So what's the deal with that? And he's like, well, that's one of my requirements for anybody that I work with, is that they have had to master at least one thing. And he said, it doesn't have to be marketing. It doesn't have to be business. He said he even had a guy that became like a black belt in Taekwondo. And because the individual understood mastery, then at that point, Eric could actually work with him. So here's what I want you guys to understand about that. The premise behind that is that when you formed mastery in one area of your life, it's the same set of principles to form mastery in other areas. I mean, you get obsessed. You learn everything that you can possibly learn about that specific thing. You work really fucking hard at it. I mean, you know how fucking hard it is to get a black belt in Taekwondo? I mean, how much dedication that is, how many years of study, how much sacrifice that you've got to be able to do that. Well, you got to understand that any area in your life is exactly the same. Some people seem to think that business is exempt from mastery. It's fucking crazy to think that way. It's fucking crazy. Business is absolutely the same as that. To become a fucking black belt in business, you got to show the fuck up, learn everything you can possibly learn about it, look at all of the different dynamics, and then find your unique style within that structure. You got to find what works in that structure. And there's a level of mastery to that. There's commitment. You got to be willing to accept failures. You got to be willing to be patient, and it just reminds me as well as like, I got a buddy of mine who is a fitness guy. And although, he's a big motherfucker. He can just sit down on a bench and pump out, 500 pounds bench press and with his legs up. And literally just pump it out like 5-7 times. It's incredible to watch the dude. He has absolutely mastered these areas inside of his fitness. He's a personal trainer. He's mastered that. But the business end of it, he's having a lot of trouble. And I try to explain to him, that same form of mastery that has to do with, you learning how to do this is the same thing, the way that you got to master business. And we got to understand that, like, just because we know how to do what we know how to do does not mean that we've mastered marketing, that we've mastered business, that we mastered success, that we mastered money. So all of these things have to be mastered. However, literally the same set of principles to master Taekwondo is going to be the same type of dedication that you're going to have to use to master all of these other things. You literally got to get lost in it, guys. Speaking of the fitness guy as well, like mastery in the level of when it came to being physically fit, but the rest of his life in complete shambles because he doesn't apply any of these proved principle regiments, good habits. There's so many things inside of mastery that you can apply to other areas of your life, right? So imagine if your personal life, you applied, you're a fitness person, you got an amazing physique and you've really worked hard to do that. And then in your personal life, you applied that same type of mastery. You literally worked on developing relationships better, been a better communicator. You became a structured person, somebody who literally, understood that you can't just be emotional in different areas. You calmed your emotion down. You gathered logic. You did everything the right way. You would actually be able to master these relationships. Or he would be able to master these relationships that he was having problems with if he just applied the same principles of mastering his physique. Okay. It's the same thing. It takes the same discipline, but a lot of people will literally have that discipline in one area of their life and then just completely fucking lack it in other areas. Okay. So that's one thing I want you guys to take home today is like the power of mastery is just that. If you mastered one thing in your life, think about what it took for you to master it. Think about the steps that it took you to get to mastery, and then go apply that same thing in other shit that you care about or that's important in your life. All right, everybody, appreciate you for coming along on this Marketing Revolution podcast. Do not forget to join the Marketing Savage Facebook group. We loaded up on over 300 members in the last couple days came on board. So it was my biggest push for membership since I started. And we're going to continue. We're going to continue pushing and bringing up the members organically. And I'm pretty fucking sure I'm going to have something amazing that I'm going to be launching on Black Friday, Cyber Monday this year within the Marketing Savage course, and what I think is going to be called my Marketing Savage Inner Circle. So that is going to be coming. And man, I got like an idea because I want to load the community down with right off the bat with 100 people. And I got a really good idea for a killer deal, like a lifetime type membership thing. Don't hold me to this because the deal that I'm dropping is going to be so incredible that I just know like probably a couple hundred people will jump on it right away. But I'm going to build a solid community before, it goes up to the much, much higher price. So anyhow, y'all, we appreciate you. And as usual, I'm going to see you on the next one.